Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. In today's session, I will be discussing a C++ program, a very important and interesting C++ program to perform NQ and DQ operation on Q data structure. So first of all, everyone must be aware of the term called as what do you mean by queue? A queue is an ordered collection of items in which items are inserted and deleted from different ends. Insertion takes place from rear and deletion takes place from front end. Queue data structure follows the principle of FIFO, stands for first in, first out. Okay, so have a look at the question. Write a C++ program to perform NQ and DQ operation. So have a look at the program. The first three lines are represented by header files. First one iostream.h and second one is conio.h and third one is stdlib.h, stands for standard library header file. Standard library header file. Why we are using this header file means I'm using an exit of 0 in my program. For that purpose, I'm using a supporting header file, that is stdlib.h. And the fourth line, I'm just defining the size of queue. So what is the size of queue here? I'm defining the maximum size of queue is 3, which can store hardly of maximum of 3 elements. Got the point? Hash define queue underscore size, one blank space 3. The size of queue data structure is 3. Got the point? So what is the name? Class is a keyword, and what is the name of class? Queue. So I'm declaring some data members here and as well as member function. Okay. So I just declared as array int queue of queue underscore size. That means a queue of 3, which we have defined in the beginning of the program. Okay. Queue of underscore queue size means I'm just defining queue of 3. Okay. So again, 3 more variable: front, rear, and count. Front, rear, and count. Why I took front, rear, and count? Front is the end through which I'm going to delete the element. Rear is the end through which I'm going to insert the element. Count is used to how many elements which are present in the queue data structure. For that purpose, I'm taking the variable as count. Got the point? Next, I need to display. Next, I need to mention declare some member functions. Here, I have just declared a constructor member function and 3 member functions were declared inside the class, and they are going to define outside the class. Got the point? So here a queue constructor member function must end with semicolon here. Then 3 member function void NQ of int x, void DQ of DQ member function, and void display. This close flower bracket and semicolon represents end of class declaration. So inside the class, I have just declared 3 member function and 1 constructor member function. As you all are familiar, see, class name and constructor name must be same. Constructor must be declared in public section, right? So constructor is just declared inside the class. Now I need to define outside the class, right? This close flower bracket and end with semicolon represents end of class declaration. So as you all are familiar with the C++ program, execution starts from which particular line? Void main function. So here it is void main function, right? The next line, open flower bracket, Q, 1 blank space, Q, capital Q. Once you create an object, this line is nothing but a creation of an object. Why we are creating an object? Through that object, we are able to access NQ member function, DQ member function. I can print the Q. Okay, I can exit from the program, right? So in order to access those 3 member function, so we must create an object. Fine. So capital Q is an object. Once you create an object, directly it goes to the constructor member function. Constructor member function is just declared inside the class, and they are defining outside the class. This Q is a class name, and this is called as a scope resolution, and this is called as a constructor member function. What we are doing exactly here, I'm just initializing the values to the data members. Front is equal to -1, rear is equal to -1, count is equal to 0. Why we are initializing as a -1 means, let us assume that the queue data structure is empty. Let us assume that the queue data structure is empty. Front equal to -1, rear equal to -1. Okay. You need to remember the 2 beautiful points. When queue is empty, the value of front and rear will be -1. When the queue is full, the value of front is 0 and the value of front is 0 and the value of rear is n-1 when it is full. Do remember the points. Okay. So front equal to -1, rear equal to -1, count equal to 0. After that, again, it goes to the void main function here. After the creation of object, some 2 variables were declared. item and choice, both of type integer. The next while of one means it is going to display a list of messages. 1 for enqueue, 2 for dequeue, 3 for print the queue, 4 for exit. Enter your choice. As like in the previous program to perform push and pop operation, there we used to display 1 for push, 2 for pop, 3 for print, 4 for exit. In the same fashion here, 1, if you press 1, you will be visiting to the enqueue member function. If you press 2, it will be visiting to the dequeue member function. If you press 3, it will be displaying the queue data structure. If you press 4, it is exiting from the output screen and will be getting back to the program. Got the point? So I need to select any one option. So here, cout stream insertion, 1 for enqueue, 2 for dequeue, 3 for print, and 4 for exit. Enter your choice. Now this time I'm going to input as 1. 1 will be stored in which variable? Choice. Choice is a variable of type integer. Okay. Switch of choice means switch of 1. So it has to check the cases. Switch of 1 matches with the case 1. Yes, it matches. Then these 4 set of statement has to execute. Got the point? Cout stream insertion, enter the item. Say for example, I'm inputting as a 10. 10 is stored in which variable? Item. In the next line, q.enqueue of item. Q is an user defined object. Dot is a member access operator. Enqueue is a member function. Inside the parenthesis item, what exactly item is holding? 10. That 10 will be passed from this main function to enqueue member function. It's here. Okay. So void is the return type specifier. Q is the class name. This colon is called as a scope resolution operator. Enqueue is a member function int x. What value has been passed from that main function to this member function? 10. 10 is copied to x and x is of type integer. Okay. If rear is equal to q underscore size minus 1, q size is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. That means rear is minus 1. Minus 1 is equal to 2. Condition false. Minus 1 is equal to 2. Condition false. Condition false means I won't execute these two statements. I'll go to here. If front is equal to minus 1, what is the value of front? Minus 1. Minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Condition true. Minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Yes, it is true. Condition true. Condition true means I need to execute front equal to 0, rear equal to 0. Well, before this, we were having front equal to minus 1, rear equal to minus 1. But the value changes because my condition is true. Front equal to minus 1. Front is minus 1. Minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Condition true. Condition true means I need to execute before the else. Before the else, I have two beautiful statements. Those two set of statements are written in a pair of flower bracket. That is front equal to 0, rear equal to 0. Please do remember these two values. Okay. So front equal to 0, rear equal to 0. Then after that, q of rear. Q of rear means q of 0 is equal to x. Whatever the value which has been passed from the main function to this member function, that 10 is stored in which variable? Q of rear. Q of rear means q of 0. Then count gets increased by plus 1. Count initially it was 0. Now this time it gets increased by plus 1. Count is equals to 1. Front equal to 0, rear equal to 0, count is equals to 1. So I'm going to display a message. Cout stream insertion x. X means 10. 10 is successfully inserted, double quotation close, and with semicolon. This flower bracket indicates that end of enqueue member function. Okay. Again it comes back here and executes which one? Break. Break statement is used to halt the execution there itself. It won't allow us to go and execute the rest of the cases in the switch statement. Okay. It comes out. Okay. Again, 1 for enqueue, 2 for dequeue, 3 for print queue, 4 for exit. Okay. So this time again I'll press 1. Again I'll press 1. Enter your choice means I'll press 1. So again switch off 1 means again it goes to case 1 only. Switch off 1 matches with the case 1. Yes, it matches. Again these 4 set of statements should execute again for the one more time. Okay. Last time also I have entered 1 and this time also I'm entering 1. Okay. So I'm trying to insert one more item into the queue data structure. Last time we have entered at 10 and 10 is stored at queue of 0. And this time I'm going to insert one more item into the queue data structure. Okay. So enter your choice means item I'm giving 20. Q.enqueue of item means Q is an user defined object. Dot is a member access operator. Enqueue is a member function. Item is nothing but a 20. What exactly is stored in the item? 20. Directly it goes to the enqueue member function. It's here. Void Q. Void is the return type specifier. Q is the class name and these two columns are called as scope resolution operator. NQ is a member function. Int X means what exactly value passed from main function to this member function? 20. 20 is copied to X and X is of type integer. If rear is equal to Q underscore size minus 1, what is the value of rear? What is the value of rear? Rear is 0. 0 is equal to Q underscore size minus 1. Q size is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 0 is equal to 2. Condition false. Condition false means I won't execute these two statements. Okay, I'll come here. If front is equals to minus 1, what is the value of front? 0. Last time it was minus 1 and this time it is 0. 0 is equal to minus 1. Condition false. Condition false means I should execute after the else part. That is rear plus plus. Rear gets increased. Last time it was rear was 0 and this time rear gets increased by plus 1. Rear becomes now 1. As I said in the beginning, during the process of insertion, every time rear goes on increases by plus 1. Now rear becomes 1. Last time 0, this time 1. Plus plus means it is an increment operator. Okay. Every time that variable goes on increases by plus 1. Q of rear means Q of 1 is equal to X. What exactly X is having? 20. 20 is assigned to Q of 1. Okay. Count gets increased by plus 1. Last time it was 1 and this time it is 2. See out stream insertion X. X means 20. 20 is successfully inserted. Close flower bracket indicates that end of NQ member function. Okay. Again it comes back to the case 1. After this we'll encounter break. The function of break statement is used to halt the execution there itself. It won't allow us to go the rest of the cases in a switch statement. Again, 1 for NQ, 2 for DQ, 3 for print, 4 for exit. Enter your choice. We have inserted two beautiful elements, 10 and 20. 10 is stored in Q of 0, 20 is stored in the Q of 1. Now, I just want to display what are all elements are there inside the Q data structure. So this time I'll go with the case 3. Okay, this time I'll go with the case 3 instead of inputting 1 and 2. 1 for NQ, 2 for DQ. I just want to know what exactly Q data structure contains. Enter your choice means I'll input as 3. So switch of 3 means switch of 3 matches with case 1. No. Switch of 3 matches with case 2. No. Switch of 3 matches with case 3. Yes, it matches. Then comes open flower bracket Q dot display. Q is a user defined object. Dot is a member access operator. Display is a member function. Directly it comes to display member function where it is here. Okay. Void is the return type specifier. Q is the class name and this colon is called as a scope resolution operator. Display is a member function. What exactly count contains? 2. Because we have inserted 2 elements, 10 and 20 total elements, 2. Okay. 2 is greater than 0. Yes, it is true. True means Q contains. Will print as it is because that is written under double quotation. Okay. Then comes for int I is equal to front. Okay. I is less than or equal to rear, I plus plus. What is the value of front? Front is 0. What is the value of front? Front is 0. What is the value of rear? Okay, rear is 1. Okay, Q of 0, Q of 1, Q of 2. Okay, the maximum size of Q is 3. So rear is 1 and front is 0. Okay, 0 is less than or equal to 1. 0 is less than 1. Yes, it is true. True means see out stream insertion Q of I. Q of I means Q of 0. What exactly is stored in Q of 0? 10. I'm going to display as Q contains. That means Q contains will be displayed in the first line. In the next line, 10. Again, how many blank spaces? Set W of 4. That means which is going to leave you a 4 blank spaces, horizontal blank spaces. Again, it goes to for loop and I gets increases by plus 1. I becomes now this time 1. Last time it was 0 and this time 1. 1 is less than or equal to 1. Yes, it is true. Because of equal to sign, the condition is true. True means see out stream insertion Q of I. Q of I means Q of 1. What exactly value stored in Q of 1? 20. 20 will be displayed. First, Q contains in the next line 10. Again, 4 blank spaces to print the value of Q of 1. What exactly is stored in Q of 1? 20. Okay. Again, 4 blank spaces to 4 blank spaces. Again, it goes to for loop. Okay. I gets increased by plus 1. I becomes now 2. 2 is less than or equal to 1. Condition false. Condition false means it comes out of the display member function. Again, it goes to the break. Okay. Soon after the display, you have break. Okay. That means it won't allow us to go and execute the rest of the cases in a switch statement. Okay. It halts the execution there itself. Okay. Then again, 1 for NQ, 2 for DQ, 3 for print, 4 for exit. So we have performed 2 operations, 1 and 3. Now I'm interested to delete the element. Okay. So you all know very well, Q contains 10 and 20. 10 is stored in Q of 0, 20 is stored in Q of 1. So this time enter your choice means this time I'll input as 2. I'm interested to delete the element. Okay. So enter your choice means I will input as 2. 2 is stored in which variable? Choice. Choice is of type integer, right? Switch off choice means switch off 2. Switch off 2 matches with case 1. No. Switch off 2 matches with case 2. Yes, it matches. Then these two statement has to execute. Okay. Q is an user defined object. Dot is a member access operator. DQ is a member function. Directly it goes to the DQ member function. DQ member function is here. Void is the return type specifier. Q is a class name. Colons are called as a scope resolution operator, and DQ is a member function. Okay. In the next line, open flower bracket. If front is equals to -1, what is the value of front? 0. 0 is equals to -1, condition false. 0 is equals to -1, condition false. Condition false means I won't execute these two statements. Okay. So we'll execute here int x is equal to q of front. Int x is equal to q of front. This line is called as a dynamic initialization, declaration, and as well as initialization. X is a variable of type integer. Q of front means q of 0. What exactly value stored in a q of 0? 10. 10 is assigned to which variable? X. X is of type integer. Okay. If front is equals to rear, what is the value of front? Front is 0, rear is 1. 0 is equal to 1, condition false. Condition false means I won't execute these two statements. I will execute after the else part, because my condition is false. 0 is equal to 1, condition false. So we'll execute after the else part. Front plus plus. That means front gets increased by +1. Last time it was 0 and this time is 1. Okay. 1. Okay. Now, so see out stream insertion x. X means 10. 10 is successfully deleted. This closing flower bracket indicates that end of DQ member function. Again, 1 for NQ, 2 for DQ, 3 for print, 4 for exit. Enter your choice. Enter your choice. So we have deleted one element, right? So enter your choice means now this time I'll go with the case 4. Okay, I'll input as 4. 1 for NQ, 2 for DQ, 3 for print, 4 for exit. Okay, so I'll input as choice as 4. See in stream extraction, choice means 4, except switch off choice means switch off 4. 4 matches with 1, no. 4 matches with case 2, no. 4 matches with case 3, no. 4 matches with case 4, yes. It will be displaying on the output device, that is on thank you. Exit of 0 means it exits from the output screen, will be getting back to the program. Got the point? So again, if I compile this program and run another time, if I input apart from 1 to 4, I will not enter 1, 2, 3 or 4. I'll input a different numbers. Say for example 7. If I input enter your choice means I will input as 7. 7 is not there in the list. Switch off 7. Case switch off 7 matches with case 1, no. Switch off 7 matches with case 2, no. Matches with case 3, no. Matches with case 4, no. None of the cases are matching. If none of the cases are matching, then I should execute which one? A default statement. If none of the cases are matching, then I should execute default statement. Default : cout invalid choice. You have given as 7. 7 is not there in the list. You need to input 1 to 4. 1 for NQ, 2 for DQ, 3 for print, 4 for exit. If you input apart from 1 to 4, it will be displaying a message that by saying that invalid choice. Got the point? This is what the queue data structure program, NQ and a DQ. Have a look at this diagram. A queue contains of maximum of 3 elements. See, this is called as a front end and this is called as a rear end, through which we are going to insert the element, through which from this end I'm going to delete the element. This is nothing but q of 0 and this is nothing but q of 1 and q of 2. Have a look at this. Q is initially empty. The value of front and rear will be -1. During the process of insertion, every time rear goes on increases by +1. After inserting one element, the Q data structure front and rear becomes 0. If once you enter an item into the Q data structure, first item, at that time front is also 0, rear is also 0. Next time, again after inserting one more element, second element, the Q data structure from front remains 0 and rear goes on increases by +1. That is nothing but a rear equal to 2. Again, if you try to insert one more item, means rear becomes 2. Okay, front remains 0, rear goes on increases. This happens in NQ. If we try to insert one more item into the Q data structure, because the maximum size of Q is 3, it will display a message by saying that Q is full. Now I can delete one by one element from the end called as a front end. Have a look at this. During the process of deletion, front goes on increases by +1. Rear remains fixed. Let us assume that if Q data structure is full, means it will be n minus 1, rear equal to n minus 1. During the process of deletion, first element front will be 0. If I delete the first element, front will be 0. During the process of deletion, second element front will be 1. Deletion, third element delete, front will be 2. Like that, every time front goes on increases during the process of deletion. During the process of insertion, rear goes on increases. Okay, got the point? This is about the Q data structure to perform NQ and DQ operations. Okay, thank you for watching this video.